right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of A Tailor-Made Life, where every conversation is one step closer to designing the life that God has for you. I am your host, Taylor Renee, and as always, I'm so excited to have you back here with me. You guys, we are on episode number 11, okay? That means it's been 11 weeks on this journey. And your girl, to be honest, she's quite tired. Last week we had a conversation about professionalism and how that is so important. And I think I'm going to do a part 2 on that and what that means, because there's so many different layers to it. But this week has been a bit more exhausting than previous weeks. I feel like I've stretched myself a lot with just working and personal life and trying to be social and just giving of my time, and it's been weighing on me. A few days ago, I'd say, it was one of the first times where I had a moment where I thought to myself, man, I kind of wish my job was a bit quieter, right? Like, I wish it wasn't so chaotic or so exhausting. When I say quiet, I don't mean like peaceful necessarily. I just mean like where my brain is allowed to just breathe for a second. If I had to describe working, my job, your job, our jobs, our working environment, I'd say it's like, imagine going to New York and getting on the subway and getting off, and as you walk up to surface level, you are instantly hit with the streets of New York, right? It's loud, it's noisy, it's busy, it's chaotic, it's people and construction workers and different smells and hot dog carts and just so much, right? You're hit with it immediately. And that's how I feel sometimes, right? Where as soon as I turn on the computer, as soon as I think about work, it's just people and places and schedules and just chaos. I mean, it's not chaos, it's a lot. It can be overwhelming. And you're standing there like, why is it so much? Why does this feel so exhausting? Why does this feel like I have to jump through hoops just to survive, you know? And if I'm being honest with you, there are moments where, specifically yesterday, where I almost let it get to me. I had a lengthy to-do list, right? Like, so many different things to get done in so many different areas of my life, because of course life is still happening to you while you're working, right? While you're pursuing this career, life is still happening. So I end up with this to-do list of, personal things that need to get done, work things that need to get done. And I'm like, man, I almost wanted to check out. Like, I stayed in bed. I stayed in bed a lot longer than what I needed to, because I just did not even want to face the day. I started thinking, man, why am I even doing all this? Like, why is it worth it? And of course, in that moment, I sat in it for a minute, but then I had to snap out of it, right? I came to the realization that loneliness started to creep in. Doubt started to creep in. Self-worth started to creep in. These are all things that I'm questioning in these moments, right? But the main thing that stuck with me was the feeling of loneliness, isolation, solitude. In the midst of things that are happening, it's up to me. Like, there's nobody else here, like, physically in my home, and there's nobody gonna do these things for me, right? It's just me, it's just you, it's just us. Like, it's nobody else who's gonna do it. Even the people around you, your coworkers, your friends, whoever, your parents, the community, whoever it is, when it comes down to it, you're the one who's left to push through. It's just you and your thoughts. And that saying you hear all the time, I thought it was such a cliche, and I still think it's a little corny at times, but when people say, it's lonely at the top, right? Like, I'm like, you're just boastful, like, you're just prideful, or whatever the case is. But I think now it's starting to resonate with me a bit more. And it's not because I've made it to the mountaintop, but I am starting to see what it takes to actually get there. The level of discipline you have to have, the amount of bravery you need, the the mental strength, the mental fortitude it takes to pull yourself to the next level or to get yourself to the next level. It's not the path that everybody around you is walking. Sometimes you're meant to go on this journey and this path alone. And it's not to say that you won't get help from anybody else or that you don't need community or your family. That's not what I'm saying. But in the end, it's you. It's you. You're the only one who knows your dreams and who has the power to execute them through the strength of God, of course. But ultimately, it's your life. You're the one who's taking those leaps of faith. And so then it brought me to a question of how do I deal with that? How do I process those emotions in a place of solitude or in a place of being by myself? And don't get me wrong, like, I have community. I have a great support system, great family, great parents, all the things. I got great friends. But when it's just me, it's just me. It's just my thoughts. It's just Taylor. It's just you. And it's important to think about what your process looks like. How do you walk through all the noise while still staying on your path? The conversation that I had with my parents, actually, and I just kept hearing the same thing. I take things one step at a time. I take them one step at a time. Taylor, you take it one step at a time. You do one thing at a time. You have a to-do list of 25 things that need to get done. Okay, well, you start with number 1 or you start with number 15. Whichever, you start with a small task first, you complete them, and then you move on to the next task, right? When everything's loud, you have to find a way to quiet yourself. You have to find a way to get a small win. Just the littlest thing to get done, to give yourself the confidence to keep going. At least that's my process. I have this huge to-do list. I find the smallest things that I can do first. These smallest things that don't take as much time, that, are quick wins for myself. Another thing that I am putting into effect right now in my life, which has been so helpful, is like preparing my future self. So if my Wednesday was chaotic, right? I'm going to do everything in my power so that my Thursday is a little less chaotic than Wednesday, right? Doing one small thing to take something off of your plate for the next day helps tremendously. For me, it's drafting emails. I am quick to draft an email. If I know I have, a show or whatever going on the next day, I'm going to draft all of my emails, as many of them as I possibly can, and I'm going to schedule them. So if I'm not up, if I don't want to get up at 8 a.m. to send off an email, guess what? I'm going to write the email that night. I'm going to schedule it to auto send at 8 a.m. That way, the message still gets out without compromising the time that I need for myself. You know what I'm saying? And so by the time I get up and by the time I'm ready to go and start my day, one thing is already taken care of. Praise God, right? Praise God for that. So whatever that looks like for you, set something up early, help yourself out a little bit so that the next day isn't as chaotic as the one that you're having right now. It takes that much pressure off of you, that much mental fortitude off of you because it's already done. Another thing, speaking of the mental clarity, is taking those mental breaks, right? Like, I was never somebody who did this, but I'm starting to do it now where I will step away from the computer. I'm going to step away from my phone. I'm going to step away from, everything that's in my working world. I'm going to step out the building. I'm going to step somewhere where I'm not stimulated by work. And it makes me feel that much better. Going for a walk, eating lunch without my phone, reading a book, reading a chapter of a book or stepping outside, getting some sun, looking at the trees, the birds, whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you, step away. I think to the point that I made earlier where I'm like, man, I just want my brain to breathe for a second. That is how you let your brain breathe, right? Like, that's how you step out of the monotonous schedule that you have. You make time for those mental breaks. Make time for for, whatever it is. I don't care if you're getting on the phone, make a phone call, like talk to your friends, like whatever you have to do to kind of get your mind off of work and then come back, do that. And another thing too, which, I won't spend too much time on this one, but your girl has been getting into like breath work. I don't know. It works. I'll say that. Like taking a few deep breaths, doing a little stretching, doing a little exercise, a little, get your heart rate pumping, a speed walk or whatever, something that kind of deals with your breath control helps so much. It helps to regulate your nervous system, okay? And most of the time when we're having anxieties or like pressures at work, it's our nervous system that is at alarm. It's that fight or flight in us that's telling us to freak out about whatever the case is. And you'll be surprised how much a deep breath or 2 or 3 or 4, right, will help to calm you down. And so, yeah, I think in all of this, right, all of these practical steps, I think there's another layer to it that we haven't discussed, and that is, God's presence. Like, where is God in all of this? Where does he show up? How does he, play into this equation, right? And obviously, as Christians and just believers, there's an understanding that there's omnipresence, right? Like God is everywhere, at all times. But yeah, that's true. But where is he for you? How does he show up for you personally in this situation? Because he's everywhere, right? But he's also living in you. He's also there right alongside of you. And we have to find a moment to slow down, to receive the peace that he's bestowed upon us, that he's allowing us to access, right? We have to invite him in, take that moment, take that time to say, you know what, God, I am leaving this up to you. You tell me what to do, right? You give me the peace. I'm feeling stressed and exhausted. Lord, be the strength in me. He's always going to be there for everyone, but he wants to be there for you. He wants to show up for you. He wants to restore you and restore your weakness, but he wants to be invited. He wants you to be sensitive to what he has to say. And so in closing, right, I am learning how to exist in the noise. And it's not as glamorous, but I am learning how to walk in the streets of New York without letting it consume me. And because the noise doesn't go away, I'm just learning how to move through it. I kind of want to share those things with you because it's noisy out here, man. It's noisy. And there are thousands of people who walk in New York every day and they've become accustomed to the noise. But, for us who doesn't choose to live in New York, right? Who doesn't want the chaos all the time, who doesn't want the noise all the time, we still have to exist in it. We still have to excel in it, right? And so as I learn these practical steps, as I learn how to navigate it and what it looks like for me, I just want to share that with you guys and share what it could possibly look like for you, and just give you a glimpse of, how to get there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, please, please give a like, a comment, a subscription. And just tell me how you guys are feeling in the comments. I've been having so much fun talking to you guys and interacting with your comments. So please just let me know how you feel. Like, what's up? How are things going? And how are you existing in the noise? So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And I will see you later. Until next time. Bye.